You are beautiful or ugly, fair or not fair, physically, psychologically, approximating yourself to some ideal, to some pattern of values. There is this constant comparison going on. We are asking, is that one of the causes of fear? Obviously. And where there is comparison, there must be conformity. There must be imitation inwardly. So we are asking, is comparison, conformity, imitation, are they contributory causes of fear? And when can one live without comparing, imitating, conforming? Psychologically, obviously one can. If those are the contributory factors of fear, and you are concerned with the ending of fear, then inwardly there is no comparison, which means there is no becoming. Comparison entails, the very meaning of the comparison is to become that which you think is better or higher, nobler, and so on. So, comparison, imitation, conformity, which is becoming, is that one of the factors, or the factors of fear? We are not saying it is, but you have to discover it for yourself. Then, if those are the factors, then if the mind is seeing those factors as bringing about fear, the very perception of those ends the contributory causes. Where there is a cause, there is an end. I hope you understand this. If there is physically a cause which gives you a tummy ache, that there is an ending of that tummy ache by discovering what's the cause of the pain. Similarly, where there is a cause, there is an ending of that cause. And is time a factor of fear? That is, time as of the things or incidents or happenings that have taken place in the past, or that might happen in the future, and the present. Time is a movement from here, physically from here to that place. From one point to another point, a movement from one point to another point requires time. learn a language requires time. To learn any form of technique requires time. But when we think about the future, what might happen, I have a job, I might lose it. My wife might run away, leave me. Future. So is time, we are talking of not physical time, sunrise, sunset, movement of the watch, clock, chronological time, but we are talking about psychological time. I am, I shall be, and I might not be. So, is time a factor of fear? Just if it is not how to stop time, you can't stop time. But to observe it first, we'll go into it. But first, observe the fact that one of the factors of fear is time. Actually, I'm afraid of death. That's in the future. So, is time a factor of fear? Obviously, it is. Then, is thought a factor of fear? You understand all this? We said there are various contributory causes of fear. Comparison, imitation, identification. And this act of becoming to something else. I am this, I must be that. And I may not be that ever. And is time a factor in the movement of fear? Obviously it is. There is a distance between now the living and the dying, a distance from this point to that point. To move from this point to that point is fear, right? Time is fear. So, next we are asking, is thought fear? It's very important to find out. Is thought the root of fear? Time is the root of fear, obviously, as comparison and so on. And is thought also the root of fear? So, is not time and thought, are they not together? Are you following all? Is this getting too complicated? Are you getting tired? Well, it's up to you. We're not trying to convince you of anything. We're not trying to ask you to follow the speaker. The speaker is you. The speaker is only pointing out the nature of fear. If you don't see it for yourself, either your mind is dull because you have drunk too much last night, smoke too much, indulge in various forms of entertainment, sexual or otherwise. So your mind, your capacity, your energy is lacking. Therefore you just listen. As a form of verbal entertainment which will not affect your life. But if you are serious, if your brain is active, not just romantically watching the trees and, playing with words. If you're really demanding to find out, then you have to apply. Application means looking at it actually now. Probably sitting here quietly under the trees, you may not be afraid. But there is the fear is going on unconsciously, deeply, whether you are aware of it or not now. So we've said, time, becoming, comparison with all the implications of them are the factors of fear. And we're asking now whether thought itself is not one of the factors, or perhaps the very major factor of fear. What is then thought? Thought compares. Thought imitates. Thought says, I am this, I must be that. I must fulfill, I must identify myself, I must be something. It's all the movement of thought. And thought itself may be disorder. We are inquiring, please go into it. We are not denying that thought must be controlled. We are not trying to point out. See that thought may be one of the probably major factor of fear. I was healthy last year and I am not this year, but I hope to be perfect health next year. There's in that movement, the thinking about the pain of last year, hoping not to be this in the future, is the movement of fear, thought. Right? So what is thought? Not can thought ever not stop and let nature take its own course. But we are inquiring into what is thought, what is thinking. There are several factors in that too. Just look at it simply. When you're asked your name, you respond immediately. Why? Because you have repeated your name so often. There is no thinking about it. You may have thought about it at one time, but the constant repetition of your name is without thinking. If you're asked a complicated question, then you are searching. Thought is looking all over the place, inquiring, till you find an answer. And